And 3, 2, 1. So was going to joke about either do the Tai Lopez, here I am in my garage, but not my garage. Or, typical YouTube opening of, a lot of people are asking me about AI. Nobody asks me. And trust me, anybody else who opens their YouTube video with, lots of people are asking me, nobody's asking. But I do want to talk about AI and the hype cycle that we're in the middle of, because everywhere I turn, at least in the tech space, all you hear about is AI. And kind of thing on my mind is, well, what should you be doing, with this? And, personal opinion, it's all garbage. Well, it's not. Well, we'll get into it. So I'm outside because I'm about to do a pull-up workout. Just doing 5x5 strict pull-ups, and they're strict because I look like a fish being pulled out of a lake. Because, I'm working on it. So anyway, we're going to warm it up, and we'll keep talking. So the warm-up that I use, and my microphone gets out of range. So warm up, I'm just going to hang, do some it's warming up the shoulders. So we'll do some scap pull-ups, some hollowed arch, although the use of hollowed arch really is more for kipping, which I don't have the shoulder mobility for kipping. So we're not going to mess with too much hollowed arch, but we'll move around a bit. And it's just getting me up to temp, which it's Texas, so that's not the problem, but getting my shoulders ready to pull is the challenge. So let's do this. Should have used a bigger diameter bar. It's just a little small. Anyway, that's 30-second hang. We'll do it again. Pretty much warmed up, ready to go, but I'm saying this is hype because each time there's a release, Llama or Bard or Gemini or any of these products come out, there's a whole bunch of the flurry of activity. There's entire YouTube channels being dedicated, just all they talk about is AI, and they make all of these grandiose claims are being put out there about what it can do and how to use it. And you have various, I guess, get rich quick people are like, oh, you can build a faceless YouTube channel, or you can use AI to write your blog posts and to generate your YouTube stuff. And I mean, full disclosure, I'm using vidIQ's tool, and it made some suggestions. And as a matter of fact, the thumbnail for this video was generated by their little AI thing. But honestly, to me, it's kind of garbage. I mean, and that's why I picked it. It kind of works, but it's never quite right. If you ask these things, any one of them, to do something, it does it, but it's never really that good. You could do the job better. And in some, there are places where, like with Copilot, I use Copilot in my Visual Studio, and it gets things wrong constantly. Sometimes I have to shut it up because it gets in the way and is actually slowing me down. For some things, it's helpful. But that's kind of my point on, we're being told that how it's going to replace jobs, and, this AI stuff's going to replace you as a software developer, me as a software developer, architect. I'm sorry, that it's not quite there yet. And it's, kind of the joke with AI is it's like fusion energy. It's always 20 years away. and that's where we're at. But we're in a hype cycle right now because what's going on is very exciting. And so, yeah. All right, so I'm warmed up. Let's get the first set in. Oh, shit. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, those were terrible. I hope you weren't expecting anything better. So, I'm saying this is a hype cycle, and I don't think I'm wrong. And it's going to bubble, and the bubble will burst. But here's the thing. I mean, the investors aren't dumb. And, you know, I'm critical of Sam Altman. If you look around on the internet, in my opinion, I mean, you can find, there's two videos that come to mind in his case. There's one where he's asked, you know, well, how OpenAI is supposed to be a business. How are you going to make a profit? And he's like, oh, we don't know. We're just going to make this AI really smart, and then we'll ask it how we make a profit. Right. God, I wish I could get away with that. And there's another interview where he's asked, you know, well, should we trust you? And he's like, no, you shouldn't trust me. And he goes on talking about, you know, democratizing and blah, blah, blah. But it's garbage. But he's not dumb, and none of these people involved. I mean, Elon Musk just said, oh, we'll have AGI by 2025. And there's a reason they're saying this stuff. Billions and billions and trillions of reasons for them to say this stuff. And for the investors who also are not dumb, and they have advisors who are not dumb who are looking at this stuff, but the payoff is huge. Even if it doesn't do what they're claiming, there's still big payoffs to be made in the space. And I mean, if we look at the history, by the way, take a 2-minute break between sets. I treat everything just like weightlifting. So anyway, if we look at the history, we see these cycles play out over and over and over. I mean, go all the way back. Back in the day of sailing ships, the term his ship came in had to do with, the dude would invest in a ship, of tea or spices coming from, the Far East back to England, and they'd sell it, and the dude's ship came in, and he just made a fortune. Well, we saw this, for me as a child, PCs, the Apple II. I got started off with an Apple II. Learned 6502 assembly language. Investors poured money into that. Then the internet. You've heard of pets.com, I assume. If you're not, look it up. Social media. There was billions of dollars made off of social media. Blockchain, IoT, mobile devices. So much money to be made. AI is no different. But it's so, the word transformative gets thrown around. And I think to a big degree, we don't even understand how transformative AI, just even the stuff that I'm saying is hyped and it's not what they're claiming, it's not intelligent. And I'll get into that more. But the payoff is huge. And the potential payoff if it's applied properly, which is one of the challenges that I see that we're going to face with this stuff is how do we actually apply it. So time for the next set. So we'll be back. We'll keep this going. Still recording? Still got my voice? Hope so. Dude, the cicadas. It's like the cicadas know I'm trying to record, so they get louder. Man. All right. Second set. It was okay, actually. So timer's running. So, yeah, I talked about the history. The other piece to this that has me suspicious is the stories that I keep hearing coming out. So you get the story of, I guess it came from Google, where they were like, oh, we set up this AI, these two AIs, and they were talking back and forth, and they created their own language, and we couldn't understand what they were saying, so we deleted it. Wait, just a sec. So you did all this work, you had this AI running, it starts talking to itself or talk to a copy on another machine. You didn't understand what was being said, so you deleted it. Let's, again, put this under what did not happen. Okay, and, you know, coming out of the visit from Uncle Wu, what I refer to the pandemic as, you know, we had this stuff, science. Well, we don't apparently do science very good because one of the aspects of science is it's peer-reviewed. Other people are able to get our results. If I sit down and say 1 + 1 = 2, you're able to sit down and go, 1 + 1 = 2, and you're able to test it, and you're able to get the same answer, and you go, yeah, okay. Within the fitness space, you have study after study after study that corroborates, you know, various different things. You may not like what they say, you know. Low-carb diets are this wonderful thing that somehow violates the laws of thermodynamics. The evidence base doesn't support that. You know, having high cholesterol somehow is good for you. Evidence base doesn't support that because people have been able to test it. Well, these stories that come out, you know, again, some engineer comes out of a dark room and goes, oh, no shit, there I was, and the AI did this thing. And we're supposed to take it, we're supposed to believe that. And it kind of cracks me up because these same people are like, you know, this dude went up on a mountaintop and this bush started burning and talking to him and gave him these 10 commandments, and you laugh at that. But these engineer dudes come out of a dark closet and they're like, the other favorite story, they were running some drones. Okay, I'm taking too long, but we're going to finish this. They were running some drones, and the game was, you know, the drones got points for destroying their targets, but the controllers, for various reasons, the JTAC? I'm not sure of the military title, not a military dude, but, you know, the dudes who were controlling the drones would wave them off from an attack because, say, there are civilians in the area or something like that. And it's a game, it's not real, but so they tell them that, and then they say, oh, and we do that, and that would cause the drone not to get the point. So the drone, it would attack the controllers, so the controllers couldn't tell it not to go after a target. Well, cool. Give me your source, give me your repo, let me clone it, give me your data, so I can run this on my hardware and reproduce what you did. What's that? You can't, oh, right. Of course not. We're supposed to take it on faith, which that's not science. And, you know, but why would they say these things? Billions and billions and billions of reasons to say these things. So just, that's kind of my position on this, you know. If you're going to make extraordinary claims, you need extraordinary proof. And I've not seen it. The stuff I see out of Copilot, the stuff I see out of ChatGPT, all of these things, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not what, I don't see what these guys and girls are claiming. Anyway, time for third set. We're running behind. Ugh. I don't think I need more chalk. All right, let's do this. Yikes. Bar's getting hot. Whew. Okay, it's starting to get to me. Actually, that was pretty good. It's, the bar's getting hot. Imagine that. Black bar under the sun. Earlier I mentioned, Elon Musk was interviewed a while ago, well, recently, and he said, oh, we're going to have AGI by 2025, in the usual way Elon Musk does things, right? But one, listen closely to what he said. He didn't say we're going to have AGI in 2025, sorry, 2021. Glitch. He said there's a 50-50 chance. Again, I wish I could get away with crap like that. Yeah, boss, there's a 50-50 chance I'll finish this new release in the next sprint. Yeah, nice. Here's the thing. What we're playing with right now are LLMs, large learning models. And their theory is that, well, we'll just mush all this knowledge into this neural net, and ta-da, we have intelligence. Somehow, miraculously, it'll produce intelligence. We can't even define intelligence. I mean, I'll tell you what, my dogs are smarter than AGI, than ChatGPT. They may not write you a blog post that's completely wrong and full of bullcrap, but they at least know when somebody's outside. I have to watch out rabbits. We've got about 9 rabbits in the yard, and they'll hunt them. It's just, the human brain itself, our thinking meat, it's not just one structure. And that's all the LLM is one structure. Your brain is composed of a whole bunch of different components that we don't even understand yet. And we don't understand how our brain produces what we think of as intelligence. Oh yeah, by the way, it's hard to see my thing. We'll go with 2 minutes. So I'm going to say that's not how we're going to get to artificial general intelligence. You're not going to get Mr. Data. We're not going to get Cortana from an LLM. It'll be a component of AGI, but it's not going to be the whole AGI. We're not there. Like I said earlier, we're 20 years away, and more than likely, we're going to be 20 years away from AGI forever. It's always going to be 20 years away, just like fusion energy is always going to be 20 years away. That said, what we're producing is very useful, and the trick and the opportunity is, how do you make it useful? How do you take, like you can download Llama and put it into your own apps. I have it on my machine. I've played with it. I've not started really trying to build it into an app or anything, so I'm not sure what the licensing implications are. But those are the type of things that it is useful. Like I said, vidIQ, their little video thing, it's kind of useful, it's helpful. It kind of gave me some suggestions but it gave me the suggestions that I'm then turning around and using to, produce this. By the way, if you could subscribe, that would really help me out, man. This is Sergeant. This small one's Sammy. I don't know if they're in frame or not. So anyway, still got time, but we're going to get the next set going and try to get this workout finished. Right. Okay, starting to feel the heat. Luckily, we only have one set left. It's all hype, is what I'm claiming. But the real question on your mind should be, so what? Who cares? What do I do? And this is kind of what I think is the important part of all of this, which is, I see 2 different ways. Is basically what I'm going to say is you hedge, which is, first, I'm an idiot, got it all wrong. don't know what I'm talking about. And, Elon Musk is dead on because, he's on the inside. He gets to see everything. And AGI is just around the corner. In which case, if AGI is just around the corner, that means singularity is just around the corner. So who cares? Skynet comes to life. We're all dead. In which case, you need to get in shape and get ready to run. So pull-ups, lots of pull-ups. No, I don't think that's it really. But if I'm wrong, let's say I'm not, that, it's AGI doesn't cause a singularity. Things just change, which they're always going to change. But, let's say I've got it wrong. What should you do? And then on the other side of that is, and once again, I forgot to start my timer, is let's say I'm spot on right and we're into a bubble. And that it'll probably burst. The bubble kind of started in 2022. They started inflating it. These things run cycles. So I would expect in 2025 that instead of the AGI, we get a bubble burst instead. Hopefully, it bursts in a good economy and creates all sorts of cool opportunities, which is actually what's happened in every time these bubbles burst. The internet bubble, so on, created new opportunity, and so it's not a bad thing. But again, what should you be doing? Which comes back to what I always think you should be doing, which is upping your skills. Don't be so myopically focused just on doing what you're doing today. There's a book, Who Moved My Cheese or something like that, and things are going to change. They're going to change whether I'm right or wrong. The trick is, and the question to ask yourself is, okay, how can they change? Funny piece to me is that the differences on the two sides of the saddle are very subtle. You should always be training. You should always be learning new tech. You should be saving money and be preparing for bad things to happen. Unfortunately, that's just the way the world is. You should be ready for the worst. That way then, if it doesn't happen, cool, no problem. You were ready, and you'll be in a better position to take advantage of stuff in a good situation. Because, hey, you've leveled up your skills. You weren't stupid and wasted your money buying silly things that you don't need. And you're able to take advantage of stuff. So, last set. Let's do this because I want to get out of this. All right, this set's done. Thank God. So we're into the cool down. So the last part that I'll leave you with is, so what am I doing? And it's more or less what I just said. I'm, maintaining my existing skills, getting better with C#, JavaScript, PowerShell, C++, and so on. I'm going back over algorithms and just fundamentals, those fundamental skills as a software developer that you need to have. Being a good architect, working on communication skills, and then preparing for new roles. Because, we've gone through the cycle, agile methodology came out and it was going to fix everything. Didn't. The funny piece is they watered it down. And topic for a whole other video, because what most companies are doing, what they're calling is agile. It's not agile, it's fragile. It just doesn't work. So be it. But, out of that though, we got some good stuff. DevOps, which, funny piece to to me about DevOps is it was kind of a return to old school. When I first started, I worked for NCR serving the Walmart account, and I developed some apps, and I also was responsible for operating those apps. And so, there was no wall to throw stuff over for support, QA. I mean, I had other guys on the team who they'd test my code and they'd give me feedback. Walmart gave me feedback. Boy, did they give me feedback. And so, it was DevOps before there was such a thing as DevOps. And then today, the big deal is SRE, which, oddly enough, the platform team I work for, I'm now beginning to occupy an SRE role. So I'm learning what being an SRE means. And, just getting skills, expanding my skills and repertoire beyond just developing software and shipping it. And I think that's what you should be doing. So to wrap this up, we're in a hype cycle. AI is not what, these AI products that they're producing, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, all of them, they're useful, but they're not what these guys are claiming, and they're not as capable of doing things as they're claiming they are. But they're useful, and so the opportunity to you is learn how to use them, up your skills, and be ready for what comes next. It's what I'm doing, and it's what you should be doing. So I'm going to go cool off. It's freaking hot. My hands are all jacked up. Those are some ugly pull-ups for you guys to enjoy. And have fun. Talk to you later. Oh, like and subscribe, that YouTube crap. Really trying to build the channel, and your subscription, you hitting the subscribe, it's free, and I'd really appreciate it. So thanks. Bye.